my name is Lindsay Frieden.
And my name is Rosanna Costa.
And we're going to be the lead teachers for preschool this year. This year, we're going to be going through God's Little Explorers. And that is going to be learning through the different letters of the alphabet, through the Bible, going through Genesis through Revelations. We'll be also covering colors, shapes, numbers, and some life skills.
One thing that would be really helpful to us is if you practice the impact way with your little ones at home. I keep my hands to myself, I'm kind to others, and I obey my leaders.
We're really excited to be with your kids this year and teaching them. And something that might be helpful is if you have any special instructions or dietary restrictions or needs, if you would like to email us, we just want to be better helps to your kids along the way as they're learning all these new skills.
We really look forward to getting to know your little ones and working with them this year. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kimberly Simmons.
And I'm Amy Kirkpatrick, and we will be teaching the kindergarten first grade class this year.
Our day in kindergarten will be split into 3 parts. The first hour will be creation hour. We will mostly be doing language and math during this hour, things like letter sounds and writing letters and skip counting songs. But we'll also be doing some art and science experiments.
Our second hour will be power hour. During this hour, we are going to have our snack break and do some PE, and we will also be learning about the human body.
Our third hour is going to be hero hour. We will be learning about several of the heroes of our faith, and we will also be learning some geography and map skills.
We are really looking forward to this year with your kids. I'm looking forward to the experiments that we have planned and learning about the human body together.
I am very excited to be teaching kindergarten. I used to teach kindergarten a few years back, and I'm very excited to be back in the kindergarten classroom. I'm especially excited about the heroes that we're going to be teaching about.
One of the ways that you as parents can help us as we prepare for this year is to review with the kids our impact way, which is I keep my hands to myself, I am kind to others, and I obey my leaders.
Well, we look forward to seeing you and your children soon. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, my name is Deborah Rosales, and I'm really excited to be one of your child's teachers here at Impact Academy. I have been homeschooling for 11 years, and I have 4 children ages 19, 14, 11, and 6.
And my name is Joy Sprinkle, and I'll be teaching with Deborah, and I've been homeschooling for 12 years, and I have 3 boys, 8 years old, 12 years old, and 16 years old. We're excited to teach anatomy this year for elementary science, and we'll be using Apologia's Exploring Creation with Human Anatomy and Physiology textbook. So we'll be covering 8 major organ systems, but not the reproductive system.
This year in anatomy, we want to celebrate the amazing body that God has created in the design. We will use songs to help the students memorize key aspects and parts of the body. Since the body needs to remain active to be healthy, we are going to add a physical activity component to the lesson so that the students can connect with what is being taught in class. We also have fun and engaging experiments and labs that are planned that will help further the development and knowledge of the students' understanding of anatomy.
That's right. I'm really looking forward to this and all those fun things Deborah mentioned. I also just really love this age group and their curiosity and all their questions. So what can you do as parents at home? You can check up with them as they come home. What did you learn? And find out what connections they're making about what the human body and its design reveals about the God who made them. One thing our culture calls the human body is a machine, but it outshines even the very best machine produced by science, and marvels even the most intelligent scientists who wonder how it holds together. So we're excited to learn along with the students this year, not only about the human body, but also about the majesty of God it reveals.
Hi, I'm Gina Lathrop, and I am so excited to be lead teaching in our Language and Fine Arts block, along with Nancy Hoogstad, who is also lead teaching with me. This year in Impact, we are going to do poetry, performing arts, and Pilgrim's Progress. Now, hopefully we come up with a shorter, cooler name. But for you as a parent, that's what we're going to cover. And I want to help you right now know some of what to look forward to for your student in our class, and also ways that you can help them at home, because this class will have homework that they present to others. So we're going to start off the year with poetry. We're going to learn that God is a poet, and the first poet. We find, and we'll look at this in class, we find poetry throughout the Bible. Poetry is a way of putting concise, powerful meaning into words in a short and artistic way that really draws people's hearts toward things. When you add music into that, you can lead whole nations in certain directions to worship God or not. So we are going to have fun with that. We're going to have some rhyming games and just a lot of fun learning the facets of poetry, but also getting a chance to create poetry. And so there are going to be a couple of writing poetry assignments and a couple of memorizing poetry assignments. Whenever your child has a homework assignment, they will get a handout. We'll also email it to you. And it's going to have step-by-step instructions for what to do. It's going to have definitions of poetry terms that we're using, and it will have examples of the goal so that you as a parent, even if you have no poetry background, you can help your child accomplish this. And at the next class, they're going to have a chance to present this to their peers. So you can really help set them up for success by helping them follow those steps and practice this, be ready to present it. We'll move from poetry into music, where we're going to have fun just exploring different genres of music and listening to some key songs throughout time. We're going to learn about facets of music, the structure, and we're going to practice skills like singing on trying to find pitch and singing from your diaphragm and clapping on a rhythm. So this will be a fun class. One goal we have is that we'd like to help the kids create a poem together in poetry and then put a tune to it in music. So one at-home thing that they might do during music is have a recording of what the song the class wrote together, in case there's a chance to, they might listen to that recording in case there's a chance to present it at an assembly. So that just might be what at-home work might look like then. From there, we're going to move into theater and performing arts. And this will be fun. We're going to do improv. We're going to work on facial expressions. We'll have a lot of fun in class. But we're also going to be learning some skills and some theater terms like stage left, stage right. And there might be an opportunity to, again, run a skit and perform it, perhaps in an assembly. So during theater, there might be that homework of running lines if they're acting in a skit. Then we're going to move into Pilgrim's Progress. Now, if you're not familiar with this book, the Bible has sold the most copies of any book of all time. Number 2 on the list is Pilgrim's Progress. John Bunyan was a pastor around the time of the Reformation, and he was actually wrongfully locked up in jail for his Christian beliefs. And in that time, he actually chose to produce this book called Pilgrim's Progress, and it is the story of a man who decides to follow Christ. His name is Christian, and he sets on this journey toward the celestial city. And along the way, he encounters things that we as Christians encounter in our lives following God. So he encounters temptations, and the temptations are people, like the person Obstinate, who is very stubborn. And he makes friends with people who show us what it's really good things about following God, like Faithful is one of his friends, and he is very faithful. So this is an allegory where the characters are a quality or something like that. It's a very fun book to read. There are all kinds of versions out there because it's been around for so long. So you're welcome to read whatever version you have on hand or pick one up at the library. There is a version we will be using for our class that goes along with the curriculum. And so at home, the at-home work is to read this book. You can read whatever version you like, or if you want the easiest thing to make sure your child's not missing something that we talk about in class because it was taken out of your version, there will be a link that Matt has for that book. You can buy it, have it ready for spring semester. I encourage you to read this together as a family at home, but if that doesn't work for your setup and your kids want to read it independently, I encourage you to talk about it at dinners and in the car because it's very instructive, and my hope is that the story will stick in their mind, and as they grow up, they can refer back to this and remember what to do in this next situation that they are facing. So I'm looking forward to this next year and hope to see you soon. Please feel free to ask me any questions you have.
Hello, this is Nikki Mullen. I'm really looking forward to lead teaching your students this semester. I'm going to be doing 2 Every Nation history course along with Shannon Gersheimer and Lisa Brown. Some of the questions you may have is, what is it going to be? So we're going to be studying 12 heroes of the faith, basically missionaries, and you'll have a syllabus to let you know which missionaries we're going to be studying because it's going to be 1 every 2 weeks. But what we're going to do is look at their lives and some character qualities that they had and how they impacted countries and cultures around the world. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to get a chance to do some geography to practice those countries a little bit better, as well as looking at a full timeline and seeing how history, little points of history, not the whole bit, but just little parts, were influenced because of their impact. So I'm really looking forward to this. One of my favorite parts of teaching is just seeing the light in the students' eyes, the aha moments they have when they make the connections between the Bible and history and God's sovereignty, and they see how He works it all together for the country's good, for the glory of God. Anyways, I'm really looking forward to this, and I also wanted to just let you know that one thing you could do to be a help to us, which I'm sure you're already doing, would be to ask questions, to show curiosity with your students, either about those missionaries they've learned about, like asking them some of their high points that they learned or some things that stood out to them, or about the cultures that they're learning about. We're going to have some fun activities we're going to be doing, as well as having a few guest speakers who have interacted with those countries. So anyway, thank you so much for the opportunity to get to work alongside you and get to share history with your students. Bye.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nathan Lewis, and I will be teaching the course for junior high and high school students entitled Hidden Worldviews. It's based on a book of the same title that we use in one of our training programs here at Church in the Valley. And the course is really about alternate worldviews to a biblical worldview. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is talking about what worldview is and why that is important, and how everybody has a worldview and how they develop a worldview. But specifically, we're going to be looking at 8 different worldviews that are called hidden worldviews because they're not obvious to everybody, but they are really part of pop culture today. And they really influence a lot of our thinking about all kinds of things. So we're going to look at those specifically, and for example, radical individualism or moral relativism. And all of these are alternate worldviews to the gospel, so they can all be called false gospels, if you will. And what I'm really looking forward to about this course is the students being challenged to think, and more specifically, to be challenged to think about their own faith. And my hope is that this would help them solidify their faith and also give them a way to recognize these worldviews and then not be intimidated by them, and to be able to actually share their own faith with confidence, having an understanding of what those worldviews are, to be able to recognize them in the world and actually to converse intelligently about them. Many of the students that I had previously are going to be in this course, and one of the things that kind of surprised me last time was how engaging they are, and that's what I'm really looking forward to. I fully expect them to come home with the ideas that they're learning and even questions that they have, and that's one of the things that I look forward to, is hearing how they are dialoguing with you as parents about this.
Hey everybody, this is Matt Sprankle, and I'm going to be teaching our economics class this year in ICA. This is for our upperclassmen, our 8th through 12th graders, and we're going to be looking at 2 books using the book Basic Economics by Thomas Sowell and Economics in One Lesson by Henry Hazlitt. Both of these guys are excellent economists. Thomas Sowell is still alive, and he's probably the best economist alive today. They're accessible. They cover all the waterfront when it comes to economics, but without the socialism, which is great. I taught economics for many years at the high school in Claremont. It's a great subject. It's important for our students to understand basic economic principles, what it is, how it works. And so I think it's going to be a great class. If your son or daughter would like to use this for their high school economics course, A through G requirement, you can do that. Buy the books and follow along with the syllabus. And they will also be writing 3 papers over the course of the year that I'll coach them in, prompt them for, give them feedback, just to provide some sort of kind of capstone culmination work that shows that they've actually understood the topic and they've done a thorough treatment of the subject. If you don't want to do that, no problem. You can come to class every Tuesday and it will be accessible to everybody, whether they're reading the text or not. And I think it's going to be a great course. So if you have any questions, you can let me know. I'm looking forward to get starting in a couple weeks. And I think this is going to be another great year at ICA.